Hi guys, I'm back again. Yes, I know it's been a while since I've done anything on my Close to My Heart Facebook group. I've just been super busy. I know that's an excuse I use all the time, but I really have been. So today I thought I'd come on and show you how to make a card. So what this is for the October challenge, the pink challenge, where I've asked you to make anything that's pink. So it's in relation with that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I don't know if a lot of you know, but I'm a survivor of breast cancer. So I'm really proud of that. I was diagnosed at 31 when I was 31 years old. So I was fairly young, but people can get diagnosed a lot younger than that. So yeah, I was fairly young, and I went through all the chemo, all the procedures. I had a mastectomy. I've had a reconstruction and all that business. So I've been on a bit of a journey with my breast cancer because it did spread to my brain. So I ended up having brain cancer as well. So it ended up being a very long journey of around about 9 to 10 years of in and out of hospitals, operations, all different medications, and so forth. Excuse me. They did tell me that I wouldn't beat it. They did give me that 6 months to live. 6 months to live. And but look at this. I'm still here, so I have survived breast cancer and brain cancer. So I'm really supportive of any cancer funding that is. So that's why I decided to do this challenge. I have noticed that nobody has put anything up yet, which is a little bit disappointing, but you know, I'm only just starting with my Close to My Heart journey. Well, not really. I've been with Close to My Heart for 2 years now. But you know, it's a business that takes time to build up, and honestly, I don't really have a lot of time to spend on it. But I do appreciate all you lovely ladies who follow my Facebook page and do place orders. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. So, onto the card. So, this is the card I have made for my October challenge. So, with this card here, I have done embossing, as you can see here, embossing, some stamping, and I've also used our new tri-blend markers to color it in. So I'm going to show you how I did that today. So we'll start off with making the base, and we'll just move on from there. Okay, so this is the stamp set that I have used. It is called Survivor. Its code is D1885. You can get this through my website, Close to My Heart website. It's only available until the end of this month, I'm pretty sure. So if you want to get your hands on it, it will no longer be available after the end of October. And this is a great stamp set to have in your stash because, you know, there's so many people in this world that are affected with cancer. So, I mean, you can make cards and so forth for your loved ones and that sort of stuff. So it's a great stamp set to have. It's very versatile. So we'll start off with, and what I've done to make this video a little bit shorter, I have pre-cut. So I've done some pre-cutting, but I'll tell you the measurements. So we've got our card base. This is Close to My Heart card base. So you need one of those. This is our background sheet, and this is Blossom. And because our cardstock, it's double-sided, like it's two-sided, so you've got a darker Blossom on one side, a darker shade, and the lighter shade. So in this card, we're using the lighter shade. And this piece is 4 by 5.5 inches. So that's that piece. That's for our base. And we've got our pink bit. That's for our title, just underneath here. So that, and we're using the lighter side again of the Blossom. I think it's called Blossom. No, Ballerina. Oh, I'm thinking of a different one. Sorry, Ballerina. Sorry, the cardstock is Ballerina. They're very similar in colour, so that's why I'm getting confused. So this piece here measures 4 by 2 3/8. That's that one. And this one is where we're going to stamp our title. So this is just our white cardstock, which is probably one of my favourite cardstocks ever, because I like the smooth. I don't really like textured cardstock. I like textured paper when I watercolour, but when I'm like scrapbooking and stamping, I like a smooth. So the Close to My Heart white cardstock is absolutely perfect for that. So if you don't have any, buy yourself some because you will love it. And this piece is 4 by 2 1/4. Okay, so we're going to start by embossing our background. So what I will do is I'm in the middle of moving my art room around again because, you know, I think I do it so I don't know, so I don't have to do housework. I have no idea why I do it, but I continually do it. I just can't help myself. So I will get to my my board here. So with our Close to My Heart mats, they're really, really good. They've got all the measurements on them. And if you flip it over, you've got your stamping side. As you can see, mine's very dirty. It's well loved and well used. But this is the side we stamp on. So I've flipped over my mat and I've got my card there. I'm going to need a block. Oops, sorry, the camera moved. And my block is on my other desk. So just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Oh, you just got my head, I think. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Not very organised. I thought I had everything. I thought I was all organised. So with the Close to My Heart blocks, they're very good to use. They're nice and thick. And they've got these little grooves in the side. So you can hold on to the block. So it's got like a little handle. And on every single block, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but there is a line here. So you can put your stamp on so it's straight. So it'll always be straight. So they're really good quality blocks. And as you can see, mine are very filthy. I use these blocks for everything. So, because they're just fantastic. Okay, so we'll get our stamp. So we're going to stamp our background with this one here, the ribbon. So we'll just pull that off. And with stamping, you're better off using a block as close to the size as your stamp. It's a little tip for you. So this one just fits on this one perfectly. So we'll just put that on there like so. And we're going to be using our Versamark ink today because we will be embossing. So my Versamark ink is well loved and well used. As you can see, it is very dirty, but it still seems to work fine for me. So I haven't needed to get another one yet, but yeah, we'll see how we go. So what I've done is I've just inked up my stamp, tap it a couple of times, and I've just randomly stamped it on the background. I've gone off the edge in some parts, so I'll just do this one here. So I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can sort of slightly see where I'm stamping. So, and then I'll do this one up here. And there's a little gap there, so we'll just add some, sorry if you can see my head, because I can't really see where I'm stamping. Add some tails there, just so I can cover the whole background. That's the whole point of this. Sorry if you can see my head, but I'm having a bit of trouble seeing where I'm stamping because I just don't want to overlap any of them. And we'll just do this one here. And just need a little bit over on this side. So it's very, very simple. It's just random stamping just to make a simple background. There we go. That's all done. So we'll just pop all this out the way. And this is, I like to turn this over at this point. And I just use a piece of computer paper, which I've folded in half. And this is what I use to put my embossing powder on. So this is white embossing powder. It's close to my heart, so it's, the code is Z2068 to get this, and it lasts for ages. So we just sprinkle our embossing powder all over the top. Make sure we cover everything. And then we just lift our card like so. And as you can see, hopefully you can see the embossing there. So what I do next is I just get my little container. I'll bring it in so you can see. Fold up the computer paper and just tip it back in. Tip all the excess back in. And there we go. Easy, easy done. And you always should put your lid back on because you will always knock it over. No matter where you put it, you will knock it over. Believe me, I've done it before. Or you turn your heat gun on and you blow it all over the place. So now we just take our heat gun. I've got mine here. So I do apologise about the noise because it can be quite loud. And then we just zap it. there you go. So, oops, I missed a bit here. So there you go. So that's the stamp heat embossed. So if you've never done heat embossing before and you'd like to know more about using the powders, the heat gun with the Versamark, leave me a comment and I can do a whole video on showing you how it's all done, like, you know, properly. But that's pretty much the general concept. So we've done our background. So we'll just put this one aside. And now we're going to work on our title. So this is a very basic card, but it's very effective. So we'll work on our title now. So we're going to take our white piece that we've cut to 4 by 2 1/4 inches. And we're going to turn our board over again so we can stamp. And we're going to take our stamp and we're going to do this one, Life is Tough, but so are you. So we'll just take this off. And we're going to use our block again. No, this one's not. I'll have to use the ginormous one for this one. And just place it on there like that. And we're going to use the Close to My Heart archival. So I hope that's how you say it. Black ink. Okay, so we're just going to open it up. This is one of the older inks that I've got, but our new inks come like this, so these are much easier to use. So this is one of the older ones. I didn't see any point in buying another one when I already had one. So we're just going to ink up our stamp. I tend to, when they get sort of a bigger stamp, I tend to ink to the stamp. That's just what I do. There's no right or wrong. If you want to do it the other way, you can. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way, but it's just, I like to do it this way. I don't know why. It's just the way I've done it. But so what I do is I just ink it up like so. Make sure I get a good coverage. I find this way I don't get ink around the edges of my block as well. And so I might stand up for this so I can see what I'm doing. And we're just gonna, you have to excuse my head if it hops into the camera frame. Do apologize. And we're just gonna stamp that on our paper. And we try not to rock our stamps because that's where you get all the blurriness. There we go. And that did not stamp well at all. But that's okay. We'll keep going. But yes, I didn't stamp that very well at all. So I do apologize. So normally I would, how about we try and do it on the other side? Hang on, I'll just be back in a second. Hi guys, sorry about that. I just stamped it off camera because I really needed to lean over to push it. So, and you wouldn't have seen it anyway because I would have covered the whole frame. So I've just re-stamped it on the other side. So, and that's the good thing about scrapbooking is that you make a mistake on one side, just flip it over and try again. And it doesn't matter because no one's ever going to see what happened what's happened behind it, because we're going to stick it down. So there you go. So I haven't wasted any paper here. I've just flipped it over and I've just stamped it that way. So now this is the fun part. This is the bit I love. The new pens, the new markers we've got. They are Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir markers. They're our new ones. And the way they work is we've got, let me just turn this around. So we've got a light, a medium, and the dark, all in one pen. So it really makes blending with alcohol markers so much easier than trying to figure out your different colours and all that sort of nonsense. And it just makes it 100% so much easier and so much more fun for those people who do struggle with blending alcohol markers, because it is a technique and it does take a little while to learn. So these are available now in our core catalogue. So you can buy the whole set, or you can buy the pens singly. So it's up to you. I've got the whole set, of course, because when I started using them, I just fell in love with them. So I just went and brought all of them. So the one I'm using today is called the Pale Pink Blend. So I've got a light pink, a medium pink, and a dark pink. Okay, so we're gonna do our title. And the way I've done our title on here is, as you can see, I've got it darker and then it goes medium and then light at the top. So it's like an ombre effect I've created for the title. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I done that. So I'm going to start off with the dark end, and I like to do one letter at a time. That's the way I do it, because I like my alcohol ink, my ink still to be wet when I come in and blend again. So I'm just going to start with the dark one, and I'm just going to colour it in, not all the way, just a little bit, a quarter of the way. And it's just as easy as that. That's all you need to do. Then I'm going to switch to my medium, and I'm just going to blend that up like so. Maybe a little bit higher. And then I'm going to switch to my light, and I'm going to take that up and blend that, just colouring at the edge of the medium, just to blend that in like so. Just pulling that colour out so you can so you don't see any, there's no lines. I hope you can see this. There's no lines, and you've blended out the marks. Then I come back in with my dark, and I just make this one a little bit darker. Like this. So I just blend that over the top, like that. And then I add a little bit of the medium again, just at this point here, just to blend that up, like so. And a bit of the light, just to blend that out. And as you will tell, as your ink dries, it'll dry, and you'll see the different colours, like on my card. Okay, so I'll do one more, because I don't think you really want to sit here and watch me colour all this in. So I will do one more for you. So this is the dark again. I'm using the dark. So I'm going to start blending it up just a quarter of the way, colour it in here. And this colouring, it's really, really relaxing. I have so much fun when I do these. And they're a great investment. Like, I will say they're not a cheap marker, but most markers aren't cheap, like any other brands that you get. Going in with my medium now. They are around $10 a pen, no matter what brand you go for. But these ones, because you've got the 3 colours in one pen, it's just so much easier to blend your colours to get all your different techniques. So they really are a great investment. So I'm going back in with my light now and I pull that up like so. And these markers, the good thing about them, they don't smell. A lot of alcohol markers have a really, really intense smell to them. And these don't. These are really, really good. I really am loving these markers. So now I'm going to go back in with my dark, just to darken up the bottom one again. And you can just see how easy they are to use. I'll go back in with my medium. You can just see, just going from one colour to another, like the light, the medium or the dark, one tone. It's very simple to use this marker. Like it's quick and easy. Okay, we'll just blend in the light there. There we go. And that one's done. As you can see that the tea has started to dry. So it's starting to blend really nicely. Oh yeah, it's looking really good. So I will go off, I will put you in fast forward while I colour the rest. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, we're back. Okay, so you can see that I have finished colouring in the word tough, and just to show you that it was still the same piece, I did colour all of it on camera, which I will fast forward. So hopefully I have fast forwarded. And then I just turned off the camera just to let it dry a little bit before we continued working on our card. So now the next step is we are going to mount our title onto our ballerina. I nearly said blossom again. Ballerina cardstock, just to give it a little border. So I just use double-sided tape for that. I'll just turn this over. I just tear it. I'm not really big with getting out scissors. I find it takes longer and longer. Doesn't matter what double-sided tape you use. You can use a tape runner. Close to my heart, have a really good tape runner. It's a Tombow one. I've just run out and I'm just waiting for my order to turn up because I have my refills in it. So I'm just using some random double-sided tape that I have lying around. And the good thing with this board is because it's got the grid on it, I can line it up in the grid so I can make sure I can get it pretty even. It's never going to be perfect. So that's that done. Okay. And now we're going to adhere this to our background. Now, what I've done with this one, I have used foam tape. So close to my heart have, as you can see, it's well used. I use it all the time. They have a pack of foam tape, 3D foam tape that you can get. So we'll just get some of this out. I don't tend to cover the whole back because it's just a waste of tape. I tend to just put a little bit in the corners, just a little bit down here. And then I just pop a bit in the middle, like that. And that's it. So I'll just pop this on the background. And I like this foam tape because some foam tapes you can get is really, really high. And then when you put them on a card and you try and post them, they're too thick to go through the postage, where the close to my heart ones is like, you know, a nice decent height. So I've just put it in my grid lines. Sorry, my phone's going off. So I've just lined it up in my grid line so it's nice and straight, and make sure I've got it around the right way, and so it's not upside down, and just somewhere in the middle is fine, like so. And see, and that way we've got like a bit of a raised there. So now we will pop that away. Well, now we're going to adhere our piece to the cover of our card. So for this one, I just used, I use my tape runner normally, but like I said, I'm just out of stock at the moment. So I'll just use this double-sided tape. I don't use a lot of tape. I don't feel that you need to use a lot of tape. As long as I've got some tape on there, I'm fine. I don't tend to go right to the edges because sometimes when I'm creating like my layouts or, you know, cards or whatever, and maybe I decide I want to rough up the edges, if the tape's too close to the edge, you can't rough them up. So I leave like options for myself for if I want to do that. If not, it doesn't matter because it still holds. There's no big dramas at all. So we'll just peel all this off. And oops, this one won't come off. There we go. And when I do my cards, I tend to like to open them. I don't know why. This is just what I like to do. I think it's because it doesn't fling up and you can't mess it up. So I'll just line that up in the square so I can get it nice and straight. I'm going to make sure you turn it around the right way because I've done that plenty of times. I'm going to just stand up so I can line this up pretty good. here we go. So there's our card so far. So it's looking pretty good. So the next thing I did was I used our stamp set again. This is all off the one stamp set. I mean, the versatility of this stamp set is really amazing. So I'll just put that. So then I took the butterfly here and the little ribbon here, that one there, and I stamped them out on some circles that I used with our circle thin cuts. I pre-done this because the video would have just been way too long. So I've stamped them out and then I've cut out the circles using our thin cuts, our circle thin cuts, and this one is our circle stitched thin cuts. And the little stamps fit on there just perfectly. And I've gone in with our Tri-Blend marker using the same colour, pale pink blend, and just done the same technique as I did for the lettering, the word tough. So with these pieces here, I just added a little piece of foam tape on the back. So with the butterfly, because I've got it sitting over, as you can see here, there, I just added a bit of foam tape to the bottom of the butterfly, down here, like so, like that, and then just a little bit of normal double-sided tape to the top. Like that. I don't know if you can see that. There. So because this is raised, I need it to sit on there, and then it'll sit on there perfectly. So I'll take them off. This is where it gets fiddly. We start using the little pieces. So we'll just pop that there, like that. And then with the little ribbons, just used a little bit of the foam tape on the back. And just place them randomly around the card. I tried to really make a triangle, as you can see here. The triangle, it's more pleasing to the eye when you're decorating, when you're, you know, creating layouts or, you know, doing any art. Having odd numbers is better than having even numbers, and to create like a line of a triangle. So that's what I've done on this piece. So we'll pop this one here. And this one. If I made this one too big, it's all right. And this one is down to create that triangle. And there we go. We're all done. So that is how easy it is to put together a technique-filled card. And it's just very, very simple. So, I mean, we've done, what have we done? We've done stamping, we've done embossing, we've done colouring. And so it's a very simple card, but we've used a lot of techniques in this design. So I really hope you enjoyed it. So there's my two cards there. I really hope you have a go at using one of these techniques in one of your projects. It can either be a scrapbooking layout or a card, or pretty much you can make a tag, anything you like, really, as long as it's pink themed. So yeah, okay, so thank you guys for watching. I really hoped you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about any of the products that I used today or any of the techniques that I used today, please leave me a comment and I will get back to you. So have a lovely Wednesday. Bye.